This week has been a crazy week. I
Hmm.
had a religious experience and I'm not proud
Oh,
of it.
did you?
I'm
You had
not
a
happy.
religious experience?
Yes, I had a religious experience where, like, you know, that mindset where you're like super tired or like you just barely wake up and like nothing seems real. You're like still in that like dream state. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
So I decided to watch the 3.5 hour version of the Ten Commandments on Friday
Why did you do that to
because
yourself?
me and my family would watch it the night before Easter as like a family thing when we were growing up, and I got really nostalgic and wanted to watch it because I haven't
You
seen
to
it in a
watch like a
while.
fun the thing you should be going to watch on Easter for like a nostalgic experience is like a fun like bunny cartoon,
Look, I
not the
watched the
fucking
three
three
and a
and a
half
half hour
hour.
cut of the Ten Commandments.
Okay, listen. So I watched the Ten Commandments and I went to bed. Saturday morning, I wake up. Now, in the Bible,
And Jesus was standing there above me,
no,
and he said
in
to
the
me,
Bible, Jesus died on Good Friday, and apparently there was like a solar eclipse, like right after he died, or like on Saturday or something. But like the world went dark after he died, right? So I'm pretty
"Sure."
sure it was like a solar eclipse or something like that. Anyway, I wake up at 9:30 on Saturday and it is pitch black outside because there's a storm, and I'm just like, my god, I'm gonna fucking die.
He's come for me.
It's the fucking rapture. I shouldn't have watched the movie.
Also, I just want you to know you just interrupted a joke about you getting banged by a gay guy named Jesus. So congratulations. This podcast would be a lot funnier if you hadn't interrupted me.
Oh, with my cold open.
Yes. I was gonna steal your cold open from you and you didn't let me. You know.
Look, I had the like it was one of those dream states where I woke up and I'm just like, I shouldn't have watched that movie. My god, I'm gonna die. um
Can you just move your head a little to the left for me? Yeah, that's why he's gonna die, folks. That right there.
oh,
That's the real. God ain't doing shit. It's the fucking medallion.
it's the medallion, yeah.
Oh,
um I have a new drink of choice now, by the way.
do you? Tell me more.
Have you ever heard of Cold Ones on YouTube?
I'm vaguely familiar. I've seen like two 30-second clips of that show before.
You know how they drink grog, their drink?
I did not know they drank grog, but that's the good name for a drink.
Yeah, I got grog now. It's really fucking good. They're finally
Is
selling
it?
grog in stores. Like, at least up here, it's like Giant Eagle and stuff like that is selling it.
Nice.
It's like $18 for an 8-pack though, and I'm just like, these go down way too easily to spend
Jesus
$20 on this
Christ.
shit. So I bought two 8-packs.
Now $40 on this shit.
Well, it was the last
That I
two.
could
I
do.
couldn't let somebody else get the other one.
Yeah.
I'm taking pack number 2 to
I
my
couldn't give
parents for
somebody
this
else the
weekend.
kindness of leaving the last ones that they could have it because they came into the store and wanted grog. I had to buy the second one. It was very important.
I had to. It's very good.
You see, when I look in the fridge and there's two waters left, I go, I better not touch that other one just in case mom wants some water. Not, I better give both of those right now.
Yeah, okay, that's different though. I don't live with these people that are shopping at Giant Eagle.
If I was at a stranger's house and I encountered two water bottles, I would not
No, but that's
do
a
that either.
stranger's house. I don't know these people. I will never see these people again.
If I was at an event where they were giving out water,
I would take two water.
I wouldn't do it.
There'd be a thirsty, starving person right behind me, and I'd be like, dude, I got them all. I got the rest. I'm sorry.
like a guy who like crawled here from the desert, like
Yeah,
that meme. Like he actually crawled the 500 miles necessary to get to the water, and he's right behind you, crawling on the fucking asphalt, and you're like, "Sorry, bro," and you take 2 waters. You're the only one to take 2 waters the whole time.
I see him crawling and I just speed up my walking so I can get there sooner.
And then you drink one bottle and you like pour the other on your head.
But like, have you ever stopped at a stoplight with food? Like you're eating something and like you see a homeless person there and you're just like you just continue eating instead of like subtly going and just putting it down and then continue eating. Like,
Oh, if I made eye contact with a homeless person and I had food in my hands, I would be giving that homeless person food.
no, no, no,
Like
no, no, no,
immediately. It
no,
would be
no, no,
surrendered.
no, no. I continue eating. Jesus
like
should have
if I
taken
see
me
the homeless
Saturday.
person and they don't see me, that's one thing. Like I don't have an obligation for every homeless person I see. But if that homeless person locks eyes with me and I've got a fucking Big Mac in my mouth and there's some fries still in my bag, I'm gonna give the homeless guy some fries
No,
probably.
no, I'm not giving him shit. It's not my problem. I now I did give a guy a, I did give a guy $2 the other day, just because for showmanship.
What, you were like with somebody and you were
Nope,
like trying to
nope. I was in my car going home, and this guy's standing on the corner like he always like the other homeless people always do, but I guess it was his day of the week or whatever. And he's standing there, and his sign says "Bad advice, $2." And I'm like, you know what? This could
That's great.
this.
That's fucking great.
I'm like, you will get way more money if you do shit like that than homeless
All
veteran.
homeless people should do bits, okay?
You have
can't
all the
just
time
stand
in
there
the
with a
world.
sign.
You
Yeah,
have
yeah, can't
you
just-
don't have a
can't stand there
job and
with
you
a
don't have a
sign.
home. You have all the time in the world to be funny.
Yeah, be
There's
fucking
no
creative.
excuse.
You don't just write on a sign like, "Oh, I need food." Like nobody gives a fuck, okay? Come up with like a bit that you can do for money, and put on the sign, "I like blank for this amount of money," and you will make bank. Just do like silly shit, like even if it's something like people will pay for a service, no matter how stupid and like completely unnecessary the service is. Like I guarantee you, you take 2 homeless guys. One homeless guy just has a sign that says, "I need money for food." The other homeless guy has a sign that says like, "I'll do a little dance for you for $2." The guy who's gonna do a little dance is gonna make much more money.
I didn't even you went on this ramble. I didn't even get to the punchline of his bad advice.
Well, I didn't get to my gay Jesus punchline, so
Well, do you want to know what the
revenge.
bad advice that I got was?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I definitely do. What was the homeless man's bad advice?
I gave it to him and I'm like, "So what's the bad advice?" He's like, "Don't give money to homeless people." And he walked away.
That's amazing. You should have chased that guy down and like been like, "I'll buy you the cheapest cell phone."
I
on the
almost wanted to
market
give him
if you
more
come on
money
my
just cuz that was
podcast.
so funny.
I'll give you the money to buy the cheapest cell phone at the nearest cell phone store so that you can then come on my podcast.
Yeah, I don't want you in my house, but like
But like, I'll buy you a cell phone and like I'll buy you like a track phone and
so you know, like
an hour's worth of
that's
data.
fucking funny. I
Yeah.
bet you he wasn't even homeless. Homeless people aren't that creative. There's no way.
That's true. He might have been a fake homeless.
There's no
He might have been in
way.
a YouTube video. That might have been like a YouTube like silly prank video that
I
you
don't
were
care.
in.
That made my day. I had a rough day that day, and I'm like, you know what? I'll do something nice. My day was shit, so let's make someone else's day better. Motherfucker said. I still can't get over how funny that was.
That's really good.
Oh man, dude, it's been a rough couple weeks.
It has, and we're gonna talk about it on Detour Ahead. Which, by the way, welcome to Detour Ahead. I'm Riely. Here's Alex. We're getting out of cold open territory, so I figured I would just slip that in there.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's it. I just did the whole thing. I did it real quick so
Well,
we
you
could say that we
derailed
did
the
it.
conversation to introduce the show.
Yeah, I said, "Welcome to Detour Ahead. I'm Riely. Here's Alex." That's the whole intro.
Yeah. I still want to get a theme for this. for this show at some point in time. I just don't know what like
You
trajectory.
just like you insist we can't get it from one of our friends. Like it has to be a stranger's. It's not as good as it
I want
from
a
one of our
stranger's
friends.
thing so they have some interest in watching the show. Hey, here's
Oh, the
30
fucking one stranger who's gonna make a song. His viewership is worth not employing our good friend Demi Gloom, who literally has a service where you pay her money and she makes songs and she needs money.
I don't know what direction I want the song to go in. I don't know like what kind of music I want to use for the show.
So literally, just tell Demi Gloom make me a. That's what I did for the issue crew. I was like, make a theme song, and she did. We had a couple drafts that we went over, and we found one that worked.
Yeah, but I don't like telling people to like do something blind. I at least like telling them like I want this to be like jazzy and fun, and then they go make it, and I'm like,
Okay,
okay, yeah,
well,
this is fun.
then
I
why
don't
would
know
you
what
not?
like adjectives to use for it yet.
So, but you're contradicting yourself because you said, "Oh, I don't want to like drive it. I just want to like see what it is." But then you're also like, "But I don't want to not tell him." But it's like, okay, well, which one then?
Well, give them
Which one
like
of those
creative
two
something, but
things?
like I want a saxophone in this, or I want it to be like guitar or EDM or something like that. Just like something that they can like just work with, and then they go and do whatever they want with it. I
Did
don't
you
know.
singing theme songs? You know, a lot of podcasts would simply like steal a theme song, but that has been that has been made a lot harder by Spotify. Did you hear about the recent controversy that I fell victim to? I have fallen victim to this a couple times. So Spotify went and they were like, they this one day were like, hey, remember how in our terms of service it says you shouldn't put copyrighted music in there? Let's run a check. And then they ran a check. And then they sent like thousands of people notifications to say, hey, your podcast has copyrighted music in it. Fix it or we're going to delete your podcast.
So what got hit?
Episode 1 of Megazord Radio got hit because we used a theme song from Power Rangers, which actually got hit on YouTube, not with like a claim that took it down, but with like a content ID, like I think it's monetized by Saban or whatever,
Yeah.
because we used that Power Rangers song. So that episode got taken down, and I just took out the song and put it back up. It was fine. There's also an episode of the Jelly You podcast on the Riely podcast mega feed that got taken down that I have yet to look at. So that's just not there right now. I'm gonna have to go look at that and see where it is and cut it out. Now that the Riely podcast mega feed is the only place you could find the Jelly You podcast, because perhaps certain YouTube channels that hosted it made the decision not to do so anymore, and thus all the video episodes are lost to time, which I'm not thrilled about. But all the audio is still there on the mega feed, except this random episode that got taken down because it has copyrighted music. So I'm gonna have to look at that.
Don't worry. Just in case you go and like start saying I'm in this video and I don't like it to all of Detour ahead, I have the I have every video that we've done, also all the audio and the thumbnails saved. So we're all good. We can go become a Rumble stream if YouTube decides that we're not okay for YouTube anymore.
I'm kind of ready. Listen, Rumble's a shit platform. I wish there was a better place to go, but like Rumble does have traffic. Like people go there. Like we might do okay on Rumble.
That's a whole
It's
other
just
place
that
that
it
you
just
gotta
sucks.
upload though.
What you wouldn't upload the fucking video to Rumble? You're gonna make me do it? You're the one recording the video?
Do you want me to control over 2 whole platforms?
Well, we're only gonna go to Rumble if we get taken off of YouTube. There's no reason to put the show on Rumble now. Rumble's
Yeah,
a
well,
piece of
that's what I
shit.
thought you were saying. I'm like, no, I'm
No,
not
no,
putting it on Rumble now.
I'm saying that if our YouTube channel does get banned, I wouldn't mind being like a fucking alt-right podcast on Rumble. Like that'd be kind of funny.
Then you can say the N word.
Exactly.
This is just the end goal for Riely. Just get us canceled on
Be
YouTube
able
so
to
we can
say
say the N
slurs.
word.
No, I won't say slurs because I don't want to get canceled like by my peers. Unfortunately, I've had the funniest idea for a video for so long, and it's been so tempting to just do it and put it on Rumble or BitChute or something. I think I've said this on the show before, but quick if you've never heard it. I just want to make a video where like it's this whole elaborate setup where I'm like in this old like fancy gentlemanly getup. I've got like a pen and a quill and like a whole feather and shit. And I've got like a piece of paper. And then I just like this whole setup it starts and like there's like this classical music like I'm about to write like a beautiful letter, and then I just start writing a list of slurs and saying them out loud in like an old timey accent.
That's great. You could do it. You could do it easily if you wanted to.
I would get in trouble. Demi Gloom wouldn't want to do the trans fan experience with me anymore.
Does Demigloom know that you've actively said the F slur on this show?
Yes, Demi Gloom knows I've said slurs. But if I made like a whole video where I said like a list of every slur and like made a whole elaborate bit about it, she'd probably just be like, "Fuck off."
That's fair. That's fair. You're lucky I cut out the last F slur that you said. Luckily, you said
You shouldn't have.
friend. I think
I
it's funnier that it cuts to you saying friend from another sentence.
that is good. If you had to censor it, that is a very funny way to have done it.
Well, yeah, that's what I did. I don't remember what episode it was, but I wouldn't. I'm not gonna go back and check.
I remember when I was editing the show, you said it, and I was like, now I have to edit that out. You're like, why? And I was like, you know what?
Well, because I'm a.
Good
I was a. I have the right to say it. Like black people have the right to say the N word.
Listen, I'm effeminate enough, okay? I might want to fuck women, but I'm pretty gay. So
No,
I think I could say
no.
it.
I feel like you earn the right. Like, you know how like a jolt of electricity hits you when your wife gives birth and you become a dad, and you're just
It's like when you
suddenly
suck a cock.
imbued. You're suddenly imbued with all of the dad jokes of all the centuries. Like
When you
the
suck
dad
your
joke
first
spirit
cock is when
enters
you
your
become
body.
gay.
The minute a cock enters your body, you're just like suddenly imbued with the energy and the ability to say the F word.
That's great. That's
It's the same thing.
that's funny. Listen, as has been very established by the tomes of history, it's only gay if the balls touch. So
No, there's plenty of there's plenty of
it's
things.
only gay if the balls touch.
We'll go back to Greek and Roman times where you could just look at a twink and be like,
You can suck
you're
cock.
mine. Like, let's go. I can't fuck
You can
women
suck.
because that's cheating, but men, we don't care.
True, you can suck cock. You can get railed. Just make sure your balls don't touch another man's balls.
That wasn't even the
Get a
point back then. That wasn't even the point.
get
The point was that you are married to your woman and that she is yours and you are hers. You cannot commit adultery. But if you want to fuck a dude, go ahead. Like,
yeah, but now there's the added
you're not
worry
cheating on a woman, so it doesn't count.
Now there's the added worry of being gay, which this solves that. All you have to do is not make the balls touch, and then you're fine.
I
So
don't
yeah,
think
just go
that's the
back to
rule. I don't think that's the rule.
Put a protective sock on your balls so that they don't touch
No,
the other
because
man's
now the
balls.
extra effort is like really gay.
Well, either put on a protective sock or just like be careful. It's just the protect. It's like a condom. Like if you don't have to use it loud, but if you want to be careful, you put on the protective ball sock.
That's so weird. Okay. I'll let you live with that. Is that what you and Patrick do?
Yes, we
You
make
guys
sure that
put
our
on
balls
your-
don't touch at all
You guys
times.
put on your protective ball socks.
Oh yeah, we got our protective ball socks ready for every evening that we go out. The Chili's bathroom will never know what hit it.
How is Patrick, by the way?
He's pretty good.
We haven't had a Patrick update in a while.
You know, it's whatever. We're working. We hit our jobs. We hang out every once in a while. Regular stuff.
When was the last time you hung out with him?
When was that?
2 weeks ago?
It wasn't. It was a few weeks ago. I think more than 2.
See,
I don't know if it's been a whole month,
it's
but
not
it's
even
around
burnout.
there.
It's not even burnout anymore. It's just withdrawals. You're having withdrawals because you haven't been gay with your boyfriend in a while.
That's true. I mean, we go swaths of time. Like, I'm definitely going to be looking to rectify pretty soon. Like, I'd like to go to the beach again. Like, we've done that a couple times. That'd be fun.
Is it alcohol
But you
withdrawal
know,
or weed withdrawal?
I have been having a little bit of weed withdrawal. I've the weed funds have not been flowing in lately, but
The funds
you
haven't
know,
been
I've
flowing in at all.
yeah, exactly. That's precisely the issue.
I don't know
I
why it's
actually,
so hard for you to save
can I tell
money.
you? Can I roast a company? This is okay. Let me tell you about the fucking awful experience I had with a little app called Empower. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this before, because I never had. Have you heard of Empower?
I am not.
So Empower is like it's a cash advance app. You go there, you put in your bank, and it's like, okay, we'll give you this much, and then you pay it back on payday. So I used Empower, and I got a $50 loan from Empower, and then I paid back the loan, and it immediately took my payback, and it gave me another loan. So I took another loan, and then it was like, okay, so that's how it works. I just pay him back, get the next loan. Cool. So the day I get paid comes around, and I have exactly as much money as I need to pay rent. And I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and pay my Empower loan and back out. Just deal with that now. And then I hit pay on my Empower loan, and like an hour went by, and I hadn't been charged, and it hadn't resolved itself. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? So I called the customer service number, and what they fucking told me. Imagine being a company doing it this way, okay? So I guess they have 2 different ways in which they process. Am I cutting out?
A little bit.
Why does this keep fucking happening? I don't understand.
You're fine now.
Okay, I don't know what's been going on with my mic lately. It's been all fucky. But regardless, fucking yeah. So I called the number, and they're like, okay, so here's how it works. So they got 2 different ways they process payments. Through Stripe, which is just like a regular payment process the company a lot of people use, and that goes through instantly. Or they use what is called ACH, which is like a bank to bank transfer, I think, and it like takes multiple business days. And apparently they have both of these systems in place, and instead of acting like any other company, where like either they just use Stripe or like they charge you extra to use Stripe, or you can get it for less if you do the ACH. No, Empower just randomly selects every time you pay whether they're going to use Stripe or ACH. So I got ACH'd, and my bank was overdrafted day because they charged me, and I didn't have the money anymore because I had to pay rent. So that was fun. Thankfully, my bank has a grace period, so I was able to avoid any sort of overdraft fees. But that was fucked. Empower will not be seeing any more business from me. It's fucking stupid.
That sounds like a very slippery slope to massive amounts of debt.
They only give you like $75, so it's not like I'm gonna. And they only do it once at a time before you pay them back. So it's like there's not really a massive amount of debt I could accrue unless like I really fuck up.
See, what you need to do is you need to come up to Ohio.
Oh yeah, I don't have money to fucking pay back my Empower loan. I have money to come to Ohio.
You realize that like you could easily do like a video conference, like a video interview. Be like, "Hey, I'm in Florida. I'm looking to move up to Ohio. I would like to go and work for you, blah blah blah." And like the minute you hit they're like, "Yeah, you're hired. You start blah blah when." You just fly up here and just start working.
Are you asking me to move in with you, Alex? Is this what's happening?
Clearly I'd get a 3-bedroom.
Oh, the way you were saying it, we were like, why don't you just do this like next week? That was the way you were
Well, no,
phrasing
like
it.
I'm just giving you an option. Like if you actually go and like start looking at jobs and be like that, like if you have a job ready to go, I'm sure they would pay you more. Even if it's like a work from home job, because there's plenty of those.
You're probably right, but like, first of all, I would have to accrue the initial moving costs, which would be the flight and the moving of possessions separately, because I can't fit them all in a suitcase. So
You don't have any possessions. You're fine.
yeah, I do. I have like a bunch of video game consoles and computers because I'm a fucking nerd,
Look, I just want a studio. That's all I
and
want.
like toys and bullshit.
You know what I was looking? I was looking at warehouses the other day.
You be a
Warehouses and
warehouse
office
guy.
space. Warehouses and office spaces.
You've told me that office spaces are like relatively cheap if we split them, and like that would be cool if we did it that
So
way.
the other thing I was thinking of, because I have a savior complex, and you are in need of help,
Yeah.
according to my mind, you are in need of help.
No, I'm very in need of help. That is according to fact and reality. So
You
please
realize
go
that I
ahead.
could easily, like, I am more than willing to open my doors to you. Not long term, short term, but like, so here's my plan. You secure a job in Ohio. All right. How we get all your shit up here is yet to be determined. However,
Yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out.
you get a job up here in Ohio that pays at least $17 to $19 an hour. All
What
right.
fucking job am I gonna get that's gonna pay me that? What is the job market like in Ohio? I'm a fucking. I haven't done shit.
You have IT experience.
I have IT experience that translates to one very specific type of computer, and if you put me in any other IT situation, I will be just as useless as any other fucking Joe Schmo you could have picked up.
Okay. Look, there's plenty of jobs up here. There's plenty of jobs everywhere. Right. What
I
job
know
you
there are
get?
jobs, but a fucking
What
17 to
job you
19 an hour
get?
job.
You can go work at my company and go make like a 16, 17.
You drive. Your whole job is to drive.
Not everybody drives. You can go work in the
What do the
warehouse
other
and pull
people do?
orders. Go pull orders. Go up to shelves, pull things, and box them up.
But, well, I was about to ask who you work for, but I realized that's because I remember you used to work for like Amazon, which you can say because there's like 700 bajillion places
Yeah.
where Amazon operates. Do you work? Does the company you work for now treat their warehouse workers similarly? You think, or better?
To Amazon warehouse guys.
Yes, Amazon warehouse guys infamously mistreated. They have to like piss in bottles or whatever. What's going on at this warehouse?
It's a family-owned business, very small.
Okay, okay.
You literally you just walk around and just pick things up and put them in boxes, and then you like write the information on the box and you put it on the correct shelf. It's not that hard. I don't do it because
Yeah,
it's below my pay, but you know.
that's fair. But anyway, continue your plan.
Okay,
We got
so
caught up on that step.
you secure a job in Ohio. I don't care what job it is, as long as it pays at least 16, 17. All right.
That's a
Then,
weird, hyper specific amount, but okay.
because that's the minimum you need to get your own apartment.
Oh,
The plan is you secure a job with 16 to 17, 16 being the absolute minimum. Like you're going to have to really budget your time and money.
yeah. You see, Alex, I was under
Hold
the
on.
impression that
Hold
the
on.
plan. Okay.
Hear me out. You get the job. You then, whenever you give yourself a little bit of a grace period, whether it be a week, 2 weeks, whatever. We'll figure out how to get all your shit up here. You come stay with me. And then you work on finding your own place that is affordable that I will help you with. Not monetarily, but in terms of like, okay, you make this much, this is how much you need, and then this is how much you're left over with, blah, blah, blah. I'm really good with money in terms of like actually budgeting. Because like
I don't know.
I'm
The way
a
Alex is talking, I don't know if he even can tell he's like letting me down at this moment, or if that's completely intentional.
how am I letting you down?
I was under the impression that the grand plan has been for a very long time. We're gonna move in together, and that's obviously not a permanent situation. We're not gonna grow up together, but also not as temporary as you're describing it now.
I didn't say, look, I'm out of this apartment at the end of the year, my guy. Not like six, no. I got like 8, 9 months left, and I'm out.
I feel like I would hate having my own place. Like I feel like I would kill myself. Like I need a girlfriend to roommate because like I would kill myself living
Why
alone.
do
I
you
think.
think that I told you no Friday this week?
Yeah, there you go. See.
This is the first cis cis female who has any sort of interest in coming over to see me at all. We're gonna go get boba, and then she wants to come over and watch a movie.
That's awesome.
So I will take a cis female over you any fucking day of the week at this point.
I mean, yeah, me too.
Because for the past however long it's been trans women and dudes. And I'm tired of it.
And it's like, listen, whatever. Penis is fine, but like, I'm starting to miss vagina. You know?
It's not even that. I just miss boobs. I miss tits. That's all I
Yeah,
that's all I want.
I actually, I was planning at some point taking the show to a place of just showing general appreciation for the Lord's gift that is tits, and you've brought me perfectly to that place.
Look. So my plan is you get a job, you come up here, you live with me for a while. Not like years upon years. Like I will actively help you try and find a place, but I'm not going to put a timer on it. Okay?
Yeah, it's like we're not gonna grow old together, but like
No,
I
like
could see like moving there next year and spending like most of the rest of my 20s in that situation.
a
Because
year
when am
or
I turning
two
next year?
or three
24.
at
Yeah,
like a year or 2 or 3 at
yeah.
most.
I mean, I was thinking 3 or 4, so like the higher end of what you said.
I'm
So
thinking 2 or 3, so 3 is a good average. But
yeah, there
like
you go.
that's the whole plan, and I feel like if you are around and you'll have the ability to hang out with real people up here. Specifically me and literally all of my friends because I will be dragging you to everything.
Oh yeah, and I will go. Like I like spending time with
Like
people.
I'm
Like
going
in
to on the 17th I'm going to a Renaissance fair.
That's awesome.
It's like a mini single day thing down in Akron. And then at the end of September, we're going to like a weekend thing, like at the like an actual fairgrounds, and it's pirate weekend. So so me and my friend group are all gonna dress like pirates
That's so awesome.
and just get drunk and fuck around, and it sounds like a lot of fun.
You know, I like live. I have this weird thing where like I am like extremely socially awkward and like a deer in headlights in large social situations, but only with strangers. Like if I'm cool with people, not only do I enjoy large social gatherings, I like live for them. I thrive on them. I am an extrovert, but it's just strangers freak me out. Like I got to be cool with you and then I'll do whatever.
So like the only way this will work, and the only way I've actually thought about this a lot. The only way that I will let you come up here is if you tell me that you have a job secured. If you have a job secured, I have no problem with you coming up here. But you got to get a job. I'm not going to bring you up here with no job because I feel like
Not even if it's like I've accrued $4,000 in savings and I will leave if I don't have a job by the time that's tapped.
well, that's fine too, but $4,000 is
Okay.
like 15 years for you. So
Well, not if I say if I actually saved, that would take me
no,
like
because you
a
were
year,
supposed
if
to
that.
actually save to come up here for your birthday this year.
And then I didn't. So I
Yeah.
didn't was the
So it's gonna be
problem. But if I
15
do
years for four
actually
grand.
save, I'm just saying, if I got my rear gear, if I actually saved how I know I could, it would probably take like a year
Look,
to accrue four
I
thousand
think
dollars.
that you should look into, maybe not do anything about it, but just look into jobs in Ohio, specifically Cleveland.
But the job market is so ever shifting. Why am I going to look now if I'm not planning on
See
attacking
what's
now?
around. See what
That's
things
fair.
are going. See what's going on up here. Because the job market up here is completely different from the job market down there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the company I already work at has this facility in your city, so I might just work there. I mean,
We can talk about that later. But like, I'm fully ready for you to come up here, just not in my current situation because I don't want you staying on the couch.
yeah, I mean, fair
If
enough.
I had a
But
two
I really don't
bedroom,
mind staying on fucking couch. I sleep on a floor during the summer, Alex. A couch is a fucking upgrade.
look, if I had a 2 bedroom, I would not mind it at all. All right, because then I could also steal more money from you by saying, "Hey, we only have a 2 bedroom. We don't really have room for a studio for an actual studio here. Let's go and pull our money together and go find a cheap little thing that we can go do the show at. Our own little studio." It'd be nice. I want a studio so goddamn badly to the point where I've thought about buying drywall for this apartment, like that, like cheap shit that you could probably throw out, and building it out in the little common area that I have.
You should. That would be sick.
I'm out of here in a year. If I was gonna stay longer, then like I would, but I'm looking to get a 2 bedroom so the second bedroom can become a studio. Unless you come up here, but like I really think your mental state would be a lot better if you were surrounded by real people instead of everybody online and Patrick.
No, yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. It's just like, yeah, like doing that would be better, but like it's a hard thing to do. But then all the easy versions of that where I obtain social situations in my current setting are just like too hard to get. So I just like whatever. I have a friend and then I have the internet. I
Yeah,
guess
but
that's
you'll have the
enough.
internet, a friend, and I'll force you into situations where it's like, hey, I'm going drinking with my one friend down in Akron. Get in the car, let's go. Although at some point I might have to get you a step stool because I do want to get a truck at some point. So like, I feel like getting into a truck might be a problem for you.
You see, you don't want to force me to go places because here's the thing. Here's how I operate. People ask me to go places. I feel like an obligation in my heart and soul to say yes, like automatically. But even if it's like the worst possible time, and then I will, if it is the worst possible, go, and I will just be the worst. So
Yeah,
you
but
might not
my
want to put any pressure on me.
yeah, but like you could be in like the worst mood possible, and like even if we hop into just a VC, like not even doing a show, you usually lighten up relatively
Yeah,
quickly.
no, you're right. Having you around would probably that because like I've been in like the worst moods in history, and then I'll go out with Patrick and I'll have a good time. Like, yeah, so having you there would probably help.
I just want a studio. I'm tired of everything being in my bedroom. That's really like my end goal is to rent office space,
Oh,
preferably
and I will.
like
I forgot that this is a famous part of this show, so I will say there is a particular story that I'm thinking of, and it is the Riely cries at a bar story. So if you want to hear what happens when Riely gets peer pressured into going to places where he doesn't want to go, you can
yeah, but
watch
you
the
don't
Riely
have
cries at
okay.
a bar
So you
episode.
you vibe you vibe with me relatively well. Like no matter what kind of shitty mood you're in, you can usually turn the tides a little bit, right? Imagine being surrounded by a lot of, like not even a lot, but like 3 maybe 4 at most people who act like me and who are also a bunch of retards, but in a good way.
I've had Alex. I'm not foreign to the concept of friend groups. I have had them before. It's just that they've dissolved due to life circumstances.
Yes, but my friend group is like pretty much forever because we always have at least one thing going on. We're also tight knit too. Well, except now we have stupid shit going on right now, but like it's not dividing the good. It's dividing the bad people and the good people. So like it's not that big of a deal.
For me, I'm just like too lazy to maintain relationships unless there's something going on. And like every person who I've ever vibed with has been very similar in that regard. So it's just like we'll be like the tightest knit, closest friends you've ever seen while we're in school together or working together. And then if that situation ever ends, we fucking talk once every 2 years, maybe past that point.
Yeah, but we have something going on like monthly though.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
May 17th we have the small Renaissance fair. At the end of May, beginning of June, we have Colossal Con going on. Um I think end of August we have Matsuri Con, and then end of September we have the weekend uh Renaissance fair, the Pirates weekend that we might be going to. I think July is the only thing that's not like July is the only thing that doesn't have anything going on. So like they plan a whole bunch of stuff, and even then, like this past Saturday, right before Easter, my friend texted me and was like, "Hey, you want to go out with me and my girlfriend, and we're just gonna go hit this bar since you've never tried it before?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" I didn't get home till 2 in the morning.
Heh.
I went down there at 4.
You
That's
know,
how.
time does just melt away when you're spending time with people whose company you enjoy. Like for me, like time goes by extremely what's weird is here's the thing about me, okay? My time perception is like warped in all sorts of different ways. Cuz like my days will go by slow. But then the years will go by really fucking quick.
Yeah, that's usually happens.
Like it's like every like living my normal mundane life. It's when will this fucking day end? When will fucking Friday come? And then you look at the calendar and you're like, wait, it's 2025? Did we just like did we skip 2024? Did we go ahead and just hop right? Did we pull a Windows 9 and just jump right over it?
But yeah, like I don't know, man. Like I feel like that hits me harder than you cuz like I'm almost 30 and I'm still working a job and I have no career, no girlfriend. But however, this one girl that I'm talking to, the one that I'm sacrificing time with you for 2 weeks, it's been she'll say something about herself and I'll be like same, and then I'll say something completely different and she'll be like same, and it was literally like
Did we just
talking
become
to the
best friends?
same
You want to go do
the
karate in the garage?
same person about same experiences in life. However, we're not the exact same person because the good part is that she's never tried Pokemon. So now I was talking to Penguin last night and I'm like,
Well, wait, she never what? This is a big cliffhanger. You cut out.
I was talking to Penguin last night and she
No, but what did she never? You cut out when
oh
you said
oh
she never.
she never tried Pokemon,
Oh
but
no.
she's open to the idea. So I asked her, "Would you be open to the idea of coming over and playing one of the Pokemon games I have?" And she said the wrong answer, which was, "I would love to." So now I'm about to
She's
ruin.
trapped. It's
She's
over.
fucking trapped. She's trapped. She's gonna find these cute little Pokemon like
This is more
Palmo.
effective entrapment than like wrapping a woman wrapping legs around so that you forcibly get her pregnant. This is better entrapment than that. She's not going
It's better
anywhere.
entrapment than pretending to be a 14-year-old on the internet.
Yeah, Chris. She's gonna walk in, and Chris Hansen's gonna be sitting there. It's gonna be like he's just gonna pull out a Game Boy, and he's gonna be like, "This is your life now."
No, I'm gonna come home and she's gonna be sitting there, and Chris Hansen's gonna look at me and go, "So this is what you do to women online?"
Alex, I think I'm gonna need you to have a seat right over here.
And then I have to do the ceremonial run as fast as I can, but not fast enough, so
And
the
then
cops get me.
murked by cops. Yeah.
Because obviously, if you're
Has
getting
anybody
picked
ever
up,
escaped the To Catch a Predator cops?
I don't know.
Like, you'd think it wouldn't be that hard. Like, you could like catch him unaware, get through him, hide in the bushes, you know.
Has anyone escaped to catch a predator?
I know there are people who have gotten let off afterwards because the like show wasn't doing its properly legal up to code stuff, but
A couple have managed to flee the country.
oh, there you go.
Some pedophile killed himself to avoid getting arrested.
Yeah, I knew about that one. I think that's actually why To Catch a Predator got like canceled, is because of that incident. Which, like, you'd think that'd be why To Catch a Predator got like 9 more seasons and another Emmy, but it's instead why it got canceled.
Well, okay, so like showing the pedophile getting away doesn't really make for good TV. So like I'm sure that there's plenty who were just like fast as fuck, who were just like they walked into their apartment or they walked into some like young actress girl's apartment or whatever, and Chris Hansen comes out and he's like, "I'm Chris Hansen," and they just fucking bolted and they were gone in the wind. Like I feel like that's happened before to them at some point. They're just like, ah, shit. All right, cut. We got to go find another one.
Have you ever seen the clip where the guy who's getting To Catch a Predator about Chris Hansen and doesn't realize who he's talking to, and he's like a fan of Chris Hansen from like back in the day, and he doesn't realize it's Chris Hansen that's in front of him until Chris Hansen convinces him of such, and he's like, "Whoa, dude!"
I've seen the ones. I have not seen that one, but I've seen the one sketch where it's where it's the pedophile comes in and Chris Hansen comes out, and then another person comes out and goes, "Actually, Chris Hansen, you're on To Catch a Predator, catching a predator."
No, I had this idea. I've talked about it on a show, but I think it was the Issue Crew. I don't think it was here. I don't think you've heard this idea. If you were a pedophile and you got to catch a predator, I feel like maybe a little bit of a viable strategy. This is off the wall, but imagine, okay, you walk into the house to fuck the kid or whatever, and there's Chris Hansen, and Chris Hansen sits down, and you're like, oh my god, it worked. And you create this complex narrative where you knew it was Chris Hansen the whole time, and your goal was to meet Chris Hansen because you're such a big fan. So you knew that you were being catfished by Chris Hansen, but you went along with it because you wanted to meet Chris Hansen, and that you weren't actually under the impression you were gonna fuck a kid. You just knew it was Chris Hansen and wanted to meet Chris Hansen.
So that's kind of already been done.
Has it? Has
Not
it?
exactly the way you're describing. The Boondocks did it with the Booty Man or something like that, where Chris Hansen shows up and the dude's sitting at the counter. And he's like, "I'm not here to fuck no kid. I'm here for you, Chris Hansen." And Chris Hansen's like, "What?" And he's like, "Well, we can do this the easy way or the hard way." And Chris Hansen tells him, "Sir, we're going to need you to sit down so we can talk." And he goes, "Oh, I see you chose the hard way." And he just starts going after him. He came for Chris Hansen. I don't remember what it was called. Like, obviously, all you have to do is just look up Chris Hansen Boondocks, and it's really fucking funny.
I feel like this could work. Maybe you'd have to have like, if you had like a T-shirt that had like Chris Hansen's picture on it and it said "Have a seat right over here." like, Like, oh my god, I finally did it. I found him.
God, that's really funny. Every time we do this fucking show, I need to move because like I sit in the perfect position. I need to rotate everything this way, 90 degrees, so that I can get this thing in the shot because my head blocks it every fucking time, and it's been bothering me every time we do the show. But I'll figure that out after we do the show. But
All right, Alex.
yes.
I have a hypothetical for you. What would you do, right? I considered asking another Chris Hansen version of this, but I think this is better. This is a completely separate issue, but it was loosely inspired by this conversation. So imagine, right? You like black out and you wake up with like a bloody knife in your hands and a dead guy in front of you. Like you were somehow possessed, you somehow acted without your own knowledge, and now you have killed a man. What do you do? What's your next move?
Wipe the fingerprints and put it in his own hand.
He stabbed himself to death? That's a
Yes.
wacky suicide.
And then go watch Marley and Me, cry, call 911 and say that he killed himself.
What if they were stabbed like 37 times in the lower back?
Dislocate one of his arms and say he was an acrobat. I don't fucking know. Like, dude, this dude is like double jointed. He's just started like, he just started stabbing himself. I don't know.
I want to die.
But he wouldn't die.
The limp arm is flapping around. Fucking.
He fell on the knife 37 times. I told him to stop slipping on the banana peel.
Just move the banana peel before you get up, dude.
I went to go move the banana peel, and he told me no. He said he wanted to do it himself. So I'm like, okay. And he slipped again and fell on the knife.
It's like, dude, you definitely can only survive like 13 more of these tops. Ah, there goes 12.
This dude was really persistent. I don't know. He got a lot of perseverance. He just really wanted to move the fucking banana peel himself.
He believed in himself, but
you think I would kill him?
Make him prosper.
He was my best friend. What's his name?
I've never met him before in my life. Actually.
I've never met this dude in my life, but like, we became best friends in his journey to move that banana peel.
He was my roommate. Did you know there's an actor who like played a Power Ranger who murdered his roommate with a samurai sword?
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, you see, it's thematically appropriate.
It's not okay, but like it's thematically.
You see, and it's even better actually that it's a samurai sword because like he wasn't in Power. He wasn't Red Ranger in Power Ranger Samurai, but he was because it had been 10 years, so he looked super different. So they could cast him. He was one of the main villains in Power Ranger Samurai, and then he went and murdered somebody with a samurai sword.
You got to come up here, bro. It's so bored.
I know.
I'm so bored. It's so boring.
I had to come up here. I got to come up there so I could murder you with a samurai sword.
You got to put a banana peel so I can stab myself 37
so you
times.
fall onto a knife 37 times.
After the show, I need you to stick around so I can attempt to move this fucking desk to where I want it so we can see if that's a better backdrop.
You're going to say I need you to stick around so I can get my banana peel and my knife.
Yeah, but you're not here, so it won't be that funny.
Yeah, that's fair.
Man, like, one of my dreams...
I want to have a banana, but, like, I really am bad at opening bananas, so I'm going to get a knife so I can open the banana. So I'm going to get a banana and a knife, and I'm going to go ahead and...
just kept slipping out of my hand. I just couldn't figure out how to do it. Sir, the banana kept... No, the knife kept slipping. I don't know why. Look, there's, in terms of marketing, not actual, like, law, like not constitutional law or anything like that, but in terms of marketing, there's this guy up here called Tim Misney. And I
Tim
want
Misney.
like I want a studio, like an official like we can have mail sent there studio, so I can tell people we have a studio, meet us at this place and we'll meet you there, and then we have like
That would be like just having a studio. I feel like gets you like plus infinity getting guests clout. Like, yeah,
right?
come on down to my studio. Like, oh, okay. So you're
Come
like
on
a
down to my
real
studio. We're gonna
podcast.
go record a little podcast. But like this dude, in terms of marketing, is the Saul Goodman of Northeast Ohio. He has like he does like medical malpractice law and stuff like that. But like all of his commercials and all of his billboards, he's like a local celebrity up here. Everything. He's like done this so long to the point where all he does is put his face up on a billboard and people know exactly who he is and what he does. There are several like 100 billboards around Northeast Ohio that literally just has him doing his signature face that says, "You know what I do." Like
That's great.
there's a new one right off one of the highways
I
that
think you
just
told me
says,
about this guy before. I think I've heard about Tim Misney
we've definitely
and
talked
his
about him,
billboards.
but like this dude is the Saul Goodman of marketing up here for for law. Like it's so cool, and like I would love to reach out and be like, "Look, I have a podcast. A lot of local people listen to it. I really think that you might get some sort of traction, or we would get a lot of traction from you coming on the show, just so I could say, hey, Tim Misney was on my show." You're not going to get any business from it because I don't think any of the people who listen have medical malpractice lawsuits that they want to do. But like, even if it's like someone's like, no, I'm not going to do that, but like if you give me $200, I'd be like, Riely, I need $50 right now. I need $50. I don't care how broke you are. I don't care if you're going to pay rent. Give me $50 and we're going to get this dude on the show right now.
Give $50 right fucking now.
You know who I got reminded of the other day?
Who?
Fucking, what's his name? Mark Sargent, the stupid asshole, the flat earth asshole
yeah.
who refused to come on the show.
Did he just never email back at all, or did he say
No,
no?
he emailed back and said, yeah, I would love to send me the link, and then ghosted me when I sent him the Discord link. So that's why I had beef with them for like a whole Detour Ahead saga. I sent him the Discord link and then he just never joined and he ghosted me.
Did you ever send a follow-up like, hey,
yeah,
man?
I did. I was like, hey,
no response.
Sorry we missed you this past week, but I would love to get you on next week. Here's the link again. And he just didn't respond at all.
He probably looked at the show and saw we had like 2 viewers an episode and decided it wasn't worth his time. Realistically, like
I don't know, because he said he would love to come on the show, and I already told him what the show was in the first place. I was very explicit though.
He probably gets invited on a new podcast like every 5 seconds, and those are podcasts that have like 1,000 listeners instead of 2. So like he'll just take those left and right and he'll go on those, and he's just like he gets an email that says, want to come on this podcast? He'll just be like, yeah, and then he looks up the podcast a couple days later and he's like, oh wait, this one has like 2 fucking viewers. I'm not going on that.
I don't know, because I told him we're a small time podcast based out of Northeast Ohio, blah blah blah, and I'm like, look,
yeah, but small time podcast to those type of people means like a couple thousand listeners. As opposed to like tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, like the big podcast.
I got reminded that he was a piece of shit, so I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start that because he's a flat earther and he's like 50, so he's clearly mentally retarded.
Is he doing a bit though? That's the thing. Is like
No.
a lot of the flat earth people are doing bits.
This dude has like 500K or like I think he's up to millions now. I haven't checked up on him in a while.
But it's like people will act like flat Earth prophets, and then you'll ask them in a more like casual setting, and they'll be like, "No, of course the Earth's not fucking flat." It's just like a big bit for a lot of these people.
Mark Kendall Sargent is an American conspiracy theorist who is one of the leading proponents of and recruiters for the flat Earth conspiracy theory in the United States. Anyway,
Good old flat Earth, good old Mark Sargent.
I feel like he's a coward, but anyway. So like, look, I really think a studio would like take this podcast off the ground a little bit.
You see, my dream is for somebody else to have a studio for me. Like I just want to be on the radio. That's my real dream. I want to walk into fucking KTLA 7 building and just go to my studio and do a show.
Do I need to cut that out?
No, because KTLA 5 is a very famous like TV station, and I just like made up a new number.
Okay, just making sure you didn't say like a local
No.
thing.
You haven't heard of KTLA 5? It's a news.
I have
channel.
not. No, that's why I thought you were
Yeah.
saying something. I thought you were saying one of the local radio stations around where you are.
You know, KTLA 5 is just like a TV news station. I only know the name because there's like a funny like Game Grumps bit about it. Because like way back in like the first year of Game Grumps, when John was on, he did some stupid bit where he said KTLA 5, and it's like a famous Game Grumps bit. And then like 7 years later or something, not 7 years, like 4 or 5, KTLA 5 did a segment on Game Grumps. Like they went to the Grump office and like interviewed Aaron and Dan and shit.
I just think a studio would be very, very nice to have. I can officially get everything out. I can have a living space and a recording space. And I can tell people, be like, hey, I have a studio. We have parking in the back. Just park back there and like hit the buzzer, whatever will buzz you in, and you can come up and do the show, and then you can leave. Like, it would be so nice.
Maybe we could have both dreams. A lot of radio places want people to have their own studios now. We get a studio and then just start emailing our show to all the local radio stations and be like, yo.
I don't want to be a radio show. I don't want to be a radio show.
You don't want to be a radio show? Why not?
Maybe.
A radio show is just like a podcast that plays in your car that has commercials. Like, that's it. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but I'm trying to reach people our age, not 50 and older, who still listen to
people
the radio.
listen. Here's the thing you don't understand. People do still listen to radio. It's all Apple CarPlay, but people do listen to radio. Like,
not as many people do, though. Anyway, my whole thing, if you can find a job up here, I will give you I will grant you Haven, and we can figure it out from there. But like,
and a lot of shows will do both too. Like I've seen a lot of podcasts that are also local radio shows in the town that they're in. And by a lot, I mean like 2, but it has happened.
I just want this podcast to grow. That's all I want. All I want from my internet career is to have a small following of people. Like, I don't need to be Markiplier famous. I just want to be like Northeast Ohio famous, where like I go to a convention and someone's like, "Holy shit, are you Kolochu?" And I'd be like, "Oh my god, thank you." That's all I want, is like for someone to recognize me as what I do online.
You know, that's really the end goal, is just like being notable, and like more importantly, just like making money, like being able to do it as a job.
I don't even want to do this as a job. Like, that's the whole, like, I just want to be slightly famous. Like, I just want to be small time famous. That's it.
No, like, well, that goes hand in hand. There are a lot of people who are small time famous. It's not a good job. It's a minimum wage job, but you can get to a point where YouTube is a job and have a relatively small audience. But yeah, it's like I just want the show to grow. I want to get bigger and I want to make money doing it just because I don't want to work. I want to put all of my time into this because this is what I like to do. So that's the goal. And I think radio is just a gravitation because it's like, first of all, that's where like all the like big titans come from. Like all the like not all the big titans, but a lot of the big titans come from radio. Like a lot of the people you hear on shows that are really good, they were on the radio before. And it's just like I've grown a lot of respect for that medium over the years, and it's also just like a podcast that's a job. Like it's like I go to this place at this time, I do my show, and then they give me a paycheck. Like that sounds like the good life to me.
Yeah, but you need a degree from college to go in to get into
You
radio,
don't
though.
need you they kind of want you to have one, but like Anthony Cumia didn't have a degree.
I mean, fair enough, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm already getting like setting foot into a career. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. But like, I just want someone to look at me and be like, "Holy shit, you're from blah 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 online," and like that's all I want in life is to be recognized. Like, all I want is to be able to leave behind a legacy. Oh, speaking of legacy, I forgot to bring this up on our Hamilton episode.
Yeah.
So there's a government building in downtown Cleveland, and they have two statues of two men on opposite sides of the stairs leading up to the building. It's
Sure.
Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton. You know, because like I don't know if you remember, but like those two famously hated the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, I seem to recall from a
And
couple of rap battles that I heard recently.
those two are also the reason we have a two-party system in the US.
That's I hate them both now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the reason we have a two-party system in the United States. I just found it funny that on opposite sides of the walkway, they're sitting side by side forever.
I still think when I found out in Hamilton, this is the first time that watching Hamilton time I found that in the beginning when elections first started that you would just run as a president and then second place automatically got vice president. That's awesome. That should be true always. Fuck this like two-party fucking like WWE bullshit campaigning. Like no. You all get to campaign on your own merits and then the top two have to work together. That would be awesome.
Yeah, but Thomas Jefferson was a bitch and was like, "No, Aaron Burr, no, you're done. You're not my vice president. Fuck you."
Tragic. Thomas Jefferson ruined everything.
Thomas Jefferson came back from France and was
If
like,
only he was black and funny like he was in Hamilton. The real Thomas Jefferson has nothing going for him.
except being a slave owner.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, I just thought that was funny. I forgot to bring that up on the actual Hamilton episode, but I know it means nothing now, but, you know.
My thing about like I didn't get all fucking woke checky about Hamilton because I don't give a shit. But here's my issue with that whole thing is like everybody always like cries and boo-hoos about race swaps, and then the people who fight against it fight against it. And I'm like, yes, I agree with you all. I agree that race swapping should be totally fine, but I know that the moment I make a character that was originally black white, you all are not going to be on my side anymore. So it's like what this double standard really fucking annoys me because it's like, okay, the race of a character doesn't matter. You can have a different creative direction and choose a different race. Okay. What if I'm like, well, there's a story about, this black kid who gets superpowers or whatever, and I have this new interpretation in my mind that is specifically centered around him being a white kid in a white town. like
I want to remake, like, if you gave me like $1 billion, I feel like I would go and spend all of it remaking Fat Albert, but call it Fat Al and he's just a big white dude.
Big fat white guy.
His name is Fat Al. He's not Fat Albert. He's Fat Al.
Who's the white Bill Cosby? Who would be
Well,
good?
obviously, we have to cast Big Fat Al, the white Fat Albert, as Chris Pratt, so we can still get some sort of our money back. It's Chris Pratt as Fat Al.
I was gonna say Danny Masterson in a fat suit for the obvious Bill Cosby joke, but I do genuinely like that.
No, you gotta play, like, you gotta get The Rock. You gotta get, no, hold on, scratch everything I've just said. Jack Black is Fat Al.
Oh my fucking god!
We're gonna get the most legendary Fat Albert song in history.
This is $1 million idea.
I don't know. Well, I know why people haven't done it yet.
You see, Jack Black wouldn't do it. We'd have to get some other guy who acts like Black. But like, you could pitch this movie to the Daily Wire, and they'd probably be like, "Yeah, bro, yeah, stick it to the woke, Fat Albert."
I feel like if I pitch that to the Daily Wire and they actually start doing something about it, Demi would never talk to me again.
you could be directing a Daily Wire Plus film.
Make it a mini-series. We'll get 4 episodes out of it.
Yeah.
Just a fat white dude learning to live in the real world.
Learning to live in the real world. Will there still be an episode where he meets the kid? Because that's the best episode of Fat Albert, where he meets the retarded kid.
Oh, of course.
It's just like, you used to just be able to say that used to be a normal word to say.
Yeah.
So now you look back at clips of Fat Albert where Fat Albert's teacher is like, "That's called a retard, Fat Albert." That's a retarded kid, Fat Albert.
So many good ideas. Man, so like I need to get a shirt. So like
Fat Al, fucking Big Al meets a gay kid. The teacher says, "That's called a fat."
instead of Fat Albert, it's Big Al, and it's just the white
Big
people
Al.
ripoff.
Yes.
Look, so like Colossal Con is coming up, the 5-day weekend convention where I like at the water park this summer. The thing that started Alex's Big Adventure. Right?
Yeah.
I'm so tempted to get rid of the little sign that I had for MatsuruCon last year that says free Pokemon cards and literally just get one of those, like, create like a card holster on my hip and just carry around cards all night and wear a shirt that just says
cards, you still won't act on my $1 million idea that you said you liked.
The Rocks?
Yes, we gotta get the rocks out there, dog.
The Rocks are a duo thing. I'm saving that for when you get up here and we actually go and do this together.
That's fair enough.
I feel like you're a better salesman than I am.
Over the phone, maybe, but face to face, I don't think I'm a salesman at all.
I want to get a shirt that says literally just like free Pokemon cards. Like literally just like the whole premise of me being a salesman is I offer people free shit and they come to me because everybody at conventions loves free shit. That's the whole point of it.
I just thought of a really stupid idea. So you wear a shirt, right? And the shirt says, "You, by reading this shirt, are now legally obligated to open up your phone and subscribe to Detour Ahead on your podcast of choice." And there's like a legal notary stamp.
So the other thing I thought about doing was literally just on the back of the t-shirt, just have a regular t-shirt, like with nothing on it, just like a plain black t-shirt or white t-shirt or whatever, and put the QR code that I have for the show on the back and just walk around with a QR code on my back and like People love QR codes. I don't understand why. Like when I see one, I get pissed off that I have to scan it, like at restaurants and stuff. But like in public, if I saw someone wearing a QR code shirt, I would be like, I want to know where it goes. I want to know where that QR code goes. Like Dick Masterson has the one QR code that goes to a website that just says you're fat, and I think that's brilliant. The no labels, no nothing, just a plain QR code, and like probably thousands of people have scanned it and got pissed off by it.
That is really fun. I just thought of another elaborate bit. Like this would be a funny, like kind of prankish video to film at a convention, and also like a really stupid, elaborate way to advertise a podcast. So you know how in like stores that sell like headphones, right? They'll have those like kiosks with like two pairs of headphones plugged into a monitor that's playing something, so you can like try the headphones.
Yeah.
I'm imagining just going around a convention with like a monitor tied to my back that like Detour Ahead is playing on at all times, and there's like two headsets hanging there, and I just like stand still, and then people could come up and like take a headset and like sample the podcast that's constantly playing on this monitor tied to my back.
That's actually a good idea. You don't even have to be there. You could literally just like they put the
You could set up a
headphones.
booth too, but like they
Yeah.
wouldn't give you the space. So like if you weren't paying for booth space, then you could just tie it to your back.
See, that's the fun thing about conventions is you don't really need to pay for booth space.
Oh,
You
really?
can literally just set up shop wherever you want. Not like a table actively selling things, but like if you hang around it and there's just like a little like we make a box on wheels and attach two headphones to Detour Ahead playing constantly. You like if you can move like if someone comes up to you and says you got to get this out of here and we can just roll it somewhere else, that's the way to go.
Okay, okay. This could actually be feasible in that way. You'd have to
Cuz
get like an AV card or some shit, but like
cuz the other thing I've seen is someone set up their own TV and Guitar Hero at Colossal Con last year and just fucking left it there the whole weekend.
did he just like play guitar? Did he let other people play Guitar Hero? Like was it
No,
just
Guitar
open? Or
Hero was set up on a TV in a common area where thousands of people traverse, and it was just left there.
so
Nobody
you just
stole
walk up
it.
and play Guitar Hero.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Nobody stole it. Nobody took it. And like the last day we went over to see if it was still there, and it was all packed up and gone. And I'm like, that's fucking brilliant because we're security every night, so it was there 5 straight days without a single person going up to it and being like, I'm gonna steal all of this.
Video games that aren't arcade games in a public space are like so novel. Like anytime I encounter such a thing, I'm like, whoa, holy shit. Like I went to a bar. I went to a show, and then I went to a bar after the show. And it was this like video game bar, and they had like pictures of Mario and shit on the wall or whatever. Like imagine if you're like make a video game bar, that's what it looks like. But they
Oh,
actually had
we have a place called 16-bit up here, which is literally all super vintage arcade games.
yeah, arcade games are awesome. That's one thing. But like this place had like it had a couple arcade cabinets. It also had like a Nintendo 60 with Smash Bros and Mario Kart 64. A bunch of
Yeah,
computers with
we
like
have
the
a
Super
few
Nintendo
yeah, we have
emulators
a
set
few
up.
places like that up here.
It's pretty yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd never been to a place like that
It's
before.
not a
And I
bar. It's more of like a come and like play games, but like for like a party place kind of, but like it's not really a bar, but I don't think we have any bars like that up here, but you know.
it's actually a funny story. It's like Patrick was supposed to meet me there so we could hang out after the event I went to. Um, so I so I had exactly enough money to pay for my Uber home, but I was under the impression I would not be paying for my Uber home. I was just waiting for Patrick. So I went to this game bar and I ordered a sour beer for like $7. And then Pat like blew me off. And I was like, oh shit. But then like the gods were smiling upon me. Like my guard changed the numbers. Went changed the numbers in the fucking Uber database. They just had like a sale right at that moment that I looked at the Uber app that allowed me to pay for my Uber.
So you want to know what I'm frustrated about right now?
What are you frustrated about?
I'm 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 not even frustrated. Like I'm glad I didn't do it. But like the funny thing I was gonna do is like I found like a ratty old like knit shirt that I have, and like I was so I can't hear you, but like so the picture I sent you of the dude who plays Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ Superstar. I was gonna do this and then shave my beard to look like him and do the whole show and not say a goddamn word. I was gonna make myself look like the dude who played Jesus Christ Superstar because I could probably pull it off if I wanted to.
I probably should have said I meant to say something near the beginning, but I did. Sorry about how we didn't do Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm kind of in a weird mental state right now,
Look,
where it's like it's very simple for me to be like, okay, a podcast is happening. I will go there and be on the podcast. That's very simple. But when there's an additional step involved, then it's very like dependent on my mental state. Like if Alex just like come to a podcast right now, I'll be like, okay, which is exactly what happened tonight. But if Alex is like, we have to talk about this movie on the next show, and then the day that we're doing the show comes around and it's like, I would rather fucking drive a screwdriver into my goddamn brain through my ear canal than watch this particular movie at this particular moment, even if I don't think it's going to be bad. I like Jesus Christ Superstar, but it's just like I am not in the mood for Jesus Christ Superstar, and I would rather suffer a painful death than watch it at this moment. I just get in those moods sometimes where I'm
look.
just like
Last night,
I would sacrifice my life.
I had the option of watching it or not watching it. I decided that if I don't watch it, you would have actually watched it and then I'd look like a fool.
Mhm.
Or if I watch it, you would not even bother watching it and we'd have to skip the show. So I figured let's watch it and risk him not doing it rather than me not do it and risk him doing it so that I still sit on top.
Good call. You made the right bet. This is like a Vito's booty type of situation where we're having this weird mental struggle about this
Do you
podcast
know how
thing.
many bits if you come up here you realize one I could easily like just snag you and be like get in the living room we're watching the thing so we can do the show tomorrow.
Oh
Two,
yeah, that then it'll be easy. Yeah.
two, you realize how many in-person bits I can do, right?
Yeah, there's so many goofy bits that become much more possible when we're in the same place. So
Like
yes.
revealing this thing right here. This little thing right there. That little thing that ruined my life for like a month and a half. Giving that to you or at least having you open it on live on air when you were here, gold. By the way, that episode is like gaining a shit ton of traction online for some reason. Probably because you
Is it?
shared it. Yeah, let me go to the YouTube. It's like our third it's like our
Oh,
third
by the way,
most
I
viewed
will say, just so you know,
video.
if I do come out there, whether it's for another vacation or I move out there, I'll make this declaration right now. If you get that fucking necklace like restringed with a wider string, I will just wear it on every show.
It's our most watched Detour Ahead episode.
I genuinely like if you get a new like necklace string and like run it through so that it will actually fit on
Drop
my
in
neck,
before
I
I
will
get you to
wear
your
that fucker on every episode.
Actually, no. It's not our most the curse is real. Uh
Yeah. Not the actual podcast where I put it on, because that's a Dickheads podcast that's on the Riely podcast mega feed. But the episode where we talked about it on Detour Ahead.
Yeah, that's at
Skyrocketed.
820 views right now. By the way, our most viewed episode prior to that was only 250. It's my third
Okay.
most viewed video on my channel. Pokemon Clover tier list, for some fucking reason, is at 1.7k views. 887 is Pokemon I could take in a fight. And then the Curse is Real Detour ahead with 820.
All right, Alex, here's a fun game you can play. I want you to guess the amount of views that my most popular video has and the amount of views that my second most popular video has.
3.5k and 100.
Uh, you had the right idea, but your scale is way off. I don't know if you remember I went viral for something that had nothing to do with me. But my most popular video, Breaking Bad Nintendo DS title screen, has 523,000 views. My
Okay.
second most popular video, entitled "You Frickin' Fricks," which is just me and my like gay little neighborhood friends watching a Sammy Classic Sonic fan video and laughing about it, has 1,000 views.
See, mine is a lot closer together, which makes me feel good about myself. It's 1.7 versus 800. So, like, a difference of 500 views.
You know, I'm looking at a difference of over 500,000.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like, that's.
Which is cool that I even have one video that has that many. Like I don't not acknowledge that, but it's just funny that it's like this was a meme I came up with while high in a Discord call with Demi Gloom that somebody else made for me, and it's fucking 500,000 views. And then the next video down, which is one that's actually with me in it, that is content that I made, has 522,000 less views.
Our
Nobody
Markiplier.
cares about me.
See,
They just care
I
about the
think what
Breaking
we need
Bad
to
Nintendo
do
DS title screen.
in terms of naming the episodes, we got to stop being less clever. We got to stop being more clever and just start naming the episodes like maybe not like last time. Don't name it just Hamilton. We can still be like okay. So all of our videos get like one view. The results are in with Brad got 24, which was the most we've gotten in like a while. And then randomly, Markiplier and Nate Wants to Battle work at Freddy Fazbear's got 107. And I'm fully
Yeah, because people
convinced.
search Markiplier and Nate Wants to Battle on YouTube and they find.
I'm fully convinced that Markiplier and then Nate Wants to Battle. We got to put keywords in there that people are searching. Like
We
the
just have to
next
talk
week,
about YouTubers every episode and then we'll get views.
this one
I
we
can I
talked
can go
about
I can go
cold
on a
ones.
45-minute rant about Keemstar right now and we'll get like fucking 500 views from it if we put Keemstar in the title.
You could also save that for next week too.
That's true. We'll do the whole episode about me talking shit about Keemstar. Well, it'll be great. It'll do buku bucks.
You want me to find clips? Do you want to find clips to play on the show?
Yeah, you see, you wouldn't know what clips to find. I'd have to find the clips, and I don't know if I'm
if you
not
find
lazy
the
enough to do that.
if you find the clips and send them to me, I will 100% play them. I do not care that if I don't care if YouTube says, "You know what? We don't like this. You got to take it down." I will fight that tooth and nail and say that it's free speech and we're reacting to it. Find the clips of the retard star and we will make this a safe
The
haven for
retard star.
we will make this a safe haven for all the Keemstar haters. Do it.
Regardless, we'll see if there's clips or not, but I definitely will rant about Keemstar next week. I've done that a million times, and I'll do it a million more. He lives rent free in my head forever.
Honestly, we could also just like completely play off iDubbbz's thing and just name the fucking episode one of his videos.
Wait, did iDubbbz do this?
iDubbbz did a Keemstar content cop, so we could literally just do Keemstar content cop Detour ahead.
Oh my god. We're gonna get sued by iDubbbz if we don't be careful.
iDubbbz is a fucking pussy. He lets people fuck his wife. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, iDubbbz and her husband Anissa after. Is it Anissa? I don't know her fucking name. The fucking Drake Bell looking bitch who was whipped iDubbbz into fucking complete subservience.
Yeah, pretty much. But we could literally just play off the backs of other YouTubers. I just want like someone like I wanted to be able to do collaborations with other YouTubers. Literally just like someone like maybe not like Markiplier because I feel like that's aiming way too high. But like there was a small time dude that I reached out in our early days and he fucking ghosted me and I reached out and I'm like, "Hey, we usually do these days, but we're open to do others if it means being able to get you on." It's like a Pokatuber. I'm not gonna like put him on blast right now. I'm not gonna.
I also had an experience with a Pokatuber because there was a Pokatuber who I've named before, but I won't name them now because
I don't want to put any
drama with
Pokatubers
them.
on blast. That's the
I don't
problem
want to put
because
them on
like
blast, even though
I'm
I've
part
already
of that
put them on
group,
blast.
though.
Because that's what I do. Like I talk shit about people, but like I don't actually have any ill will towards this person. But they were in the same like Twitch chats as me. We were like, I wouldn't say we were close friends. We were definitely acquaintances. We had exchanged messages and shit. Like we were cool. And then he got famous all of a sudden. Like he just like befriended the right Pokatuber, I guess, and like skyrocketed. Not like skyrocketed, but like pretty decent for a Pokatuber. And I reached out to him, and this was when we were still doing Pokemon Variety Hour actively. So I was like, "Hey, do you want to come on my podcast, Pokemon Variety Hour, and talk about some Pokemon?" And he just said, "No, thanks," and then we never talked again.
What a power play!
Yeah, yeah.
No thanks. I want people to be interested in our show. That's all I want. If you're listening, like share it with people. Like if you think we're funny, this is gonna sound like begging, and it definitely is. If you're actually listening to the show and you've made it this far, share it with like anybody who would care. Like be annoying with it. Be like completely
Yeah, that
obnoxious.
is the only way shows take off. Unfortunately, that's kind of like the devil's fucking deal with podcasts. Is like if you like a small podcast, you're basically forsaking the people that you like if you don't share it, because that's the only way podcasts get around.
If
So
you
it's like
like
if you
our
really do
show,
listen to the show for real and you are here listening right now, like find it in your heart, make a fake account. I don't give a shit. If you don't want to share it under your name, that's fine. Make a fake account and just be like, "Hey, I just listened to this funny podcast, Detour Ahead," and just send it to a bunch of random people. Who gives a shit? Just get it out there.
I want someone to message me in like the coming weeks. Hey, I got banned from multiple Discords sharing your show, and I'd be like, I'll give you $20 if you can show proof of getting banned from multiple Discords. I'll pay you money because that's fucking
That's
funny.
such a great marketing campaign.
I
If you
want
can prove
everybody
to us-
listening to this show to spam the hell out of it everywhere you can possibly do it. Share it into oblivion. And if you DM me on Discord or Twitter or like anything, send me proof that you got banned. For every ban that you sent that I get sent, I'll send that person $1. And if you
That's
can
great.
rack up more than 5 bans from sharing our podcast, I'll give you 20.
$20. Yeah, that's a great deal. That's a hilarious marketing campaign. Yes, go and harass other content creators by promoting this random podcast to their Discord server and getting banned, and then we will reward you for that. That's great. That's
$1
perfect
per
to me.
ban, and once you hit five bans, you get $20. That seems worth it. I don't even care if it's like your main account or whatever. Like you could use throwaway accounts so it doesn't actually affect you, and you just want $5. You just want for like $1 or $20 or whatever. I don't care. Share it everywhere you fucking can, and I will give you money because that's the way that this podcast is gonna take off. Is that we're the podcast that gets shared fucking everywhere for money.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to like the doom level for this podcast. So like if you want to see this podcast prosper into the sunset for all time,
What do you mean?
then
Wait. What do
you
you mean doom level?
I'm getting to like nobody's ever gonna listen to this podcast in the history of time, and I'm just speaking into the void for no reason every week. Not that I'm gonna stop doing that, but that is the current case of events. Um, so
Isn't
I'm
that
starting to
all
really
your
feel as
shows
if
though?
that's true. Well, usually for most of my shows, there's like one or two guys who like will comment about it and will prove to me that they have listened to the show, and that's literally all I need. We don't have
We've had a
any of
couple
that for
comments
Detour
on the
Ahead.
YouTube though.
Yeah, like one-offs though, but I'm saying like all of my other shows have at least like one or two fans, and this show does not seem to have a single fan.
I don't think we're doing enough. I don't think we're sharing it around enough.
I mean, maybe, but I have to it. You fucking do it. You only have one podcast.
You got to cut down on that a little bit. Start putting more effort into less shows.
I'm not a fucking production guy. No matter what effort, I'm not gonna be
Dude,
like
literally
I'm
just
a
go
chat.
make your own fucking Detour Ahead shirt and just wear it around every fucking day. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. It costs you like $30. Just slap Detour Ahead podcasts on your shirt and just walk
Why
around.
don't you do that then? Why haven't you done
I'm
that?
working on bigger
If it's so
plans
fucking
over here.
easy.
I have access to more money and more ideas and more people.
Fuck you. Like, I don't have enough money for my bigger. You should do an idea that I won't do because I'm procuring money for this bigger idea that you don't know about.
Look, I really need you. I really, really need you to watch JC Superstar so that I can go and do the goatee and look like Jesus, but like fat.
Fat Jesus.
Fat. I want to look like fat Jesus. I was literally going to do it, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think he watched it, so I'm not going to shave it yet. I think it would be funny. And like I know that like actively at work, I'm gonna walk into work and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck did you do?" And I'd be like, "Look, I have a podcast. We covered something. We were talking about Jesus that week. I wanted to look like Jesus, and I'm gonna pull up JC Superstar Ted Neely and be like, "Look, this is what I was aiming for. This is the end goal: is to look like Jesus with this long blonde hair."
You would go to work with the shitty goatee, just like go barefaced and just shave it off
No.
after.
Bareface makes me look like a bitch. Not in blue collar. You don't shave your face in blue collar. If you have hair, if you have facial hair and then you go and it's all gone, they'll make fun of you. It's happened before. I've literally shaved my face before, and then the next day,
You're not like a beard guy though. That's the thing. It's like there are people who are beard guys, and then you see them clean shaven, and you're like, "What the fuck?" But like you have had a beard, and you have not had a beard. You're not a beard guy.
I'm a beard guy
Like you
now
can.
though, with this job.
Mm,
This job hasn't seen me clean shaven yet.
have they not at all?
No, because I
Hmm.
decided to not shave the beard after I lost the last job because I ran out of money for razors. So I'm just like, well, fuck it. I guess the beard is staying.
Ran out of money for well, okay. I guess if you ran out of literally all money, you could run out of money for razors.
It wasn't part of the budget because I didn't know when a job was going to come around. So
Can't you buy like 4 razors in a pack for $1? What do you mean razors
I don't
aren't
want
part
to
of the
cut my
budget?
face up though. I get the good high end women's razors.
Don't cut your face up, retard. Just use shaving cream. Like, it's not
Ew,
that
no,
hard.
disgusting. It's like putting cum on your face.
You don't use shaving cream?
No, you just use hot water in the shower, retard.
What the fuck?
With women's razors, it works perfectly fine.
That's crazy.
You take an electric razor, you take off any guard, and you cut it all down, and then in the shower, you just go boom, 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 boom.
I refuse to shave without fucking shaving cream. My fucking mom tried to.
Okay,
once, and I'm
what
like,
you need to do.
What am I fucking What am I fucking $2 net worth?
I
Like,
need
fuck
you. If for JC Superstar, the next time whenever we decide to do it, I need you to go all in on this with me. All right.
I'm not doing a Jesus look. It's not happening.
No, you don't have the prominent 70s stash that you need for JC, all right? I'm saying trim up the sides and underneath so you just have the goatee. And I promise you it will look better than what you have now.
I'm not gonna. If I shave, I'm cutting it all off. Like, I'm not doing this bit.
You're no fun. Hair grows back. You're no fun. I'll do the goatee. I'll rock the fucking goatee.
You can do the goatee, but I don't want to. I hate shaving, so if I'm shaving for keeps.
Do you have an electric razor?
No.
Why? You are a fully grown-ass man.
Because I put the shaving cream on and I use the regular razor and it cuts the hair off and then that's it.
An electric razor allows you to, like, do what you want without having to put shaving cream on your face.
I like putting shaving cream on my face. It smells nice.
You like cum on your face.
Cum doesn't smell nice. And it's not like pillowy and soft.
How would you know how it smells? How would you know how it smells?
Because I produce it constantly. What do you mean?
Nah, because you're not meeting the right schwinks, all right? You gotta drink that pineapple juice. I'm a spitter, not a quitter. I've never had cum in my mouth before. I would like to clarify that. It's disgusting, and I don't want bodily fluids.
Well, no, you've never had cum in your mouth, or you've never swallowed? Because you said you were a spitter.
If it gets in my mouth, I'm fucking spitting that shit out. I don't want that in there.
Okay, you have had it in your mouth, but you just don't swallow it. Okay.
It was once. I sound like I'm trying not to sound gay while talking about cum in my mouth, all right?
While talking about sucking the cum out of a man's cock. Well, that's only once.
It was once, and it was disgusting. I don't want bodily fluids in my mouth. It's gross. That's why I just say I'm a top now.
Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
Yeah.
Look, I don't care. Look, I don't care if you saw the picture I sent you of the Jesus Christ you're looking for, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me that, like, the lighting's not great, but tell me that I can't pull that off with the beard that I have. It's not like a super good beard, but I have the long hair and I can pull off Ted Neely look. It'll also be really funny because we'll probably be doing it on a Friday, and like it won't grow back fast enough, and I'm too lazy to actually go and shave it all off. So I'll be going to like family events or like a family event looking like that, and I'll have to pull up the picture of the guy who played Jesus Christ and be like, I did the show this weekend and I made myself look like this. I think it's a good bit. I've been wanting to do like costumes for what we do, but like I just don't have the infinite money. I don't have infinite money to get a costume.
Yeah, you
for
see, the
every
thing
little
is, I
bit
don't have
we
the
do.
funds. I would love to do, like I've always said, I would love to do a podcast or anything, or fucking go, or any situation in which this could happen, and just like fully feminize, like put on a dress and shit, makeup, fucking get my hair did. Like I will do that. It's just so prohibitively expensive. I think it would be fucking funny, but it's just like I don't have
See,
the
I'm talking about
$1,000 it
like
would cost me.
buying a headband with the little Shrek ears for when we do Shrek the musical, or like if we could do more
I know
Pokemon.
I'm talking about a much more grandiose thing, but I'm just saying
I'm talking
this is
about
something
like
I've always
week to
wanted to
week
do.
thing, like actually like putting on the Evolution, the Vaporeon cosplay that I have for for when we talk about Pokemon. Just silly little
You
things
have a
like that.
Vaporeon cosplay, and we've done 9 episodes of Pokemon, at least 3 of which were in video, and you've never worn that.
I owned it after, so we've done 9. I owned it after 8, but forgot about it on 9.
I see.
So like there was not an opportunity, like there was one single opportunity that I forgot to do it.
Well, in that episode, you wore the Trump shirt because it was also. Oh no, Pokemon 9 was the ZA one.
Yeah.
Pokemon 8 was the Trump one.
I just want to turn my desk 90 degrees and then just put the American flag behind me for every episode. That's it. That's all I want to do. But
You should hang the Sonichu medallion on the American flag instead of the
maybe that'll help our country. Maybe gas won't be
United States of
$3.50 up here.
the United Sonichus of America.
All right, I'm running out of steam here.
Oh, did you hear that Ricada might be getting jail time? I think he said that there's still like there's the situation is still ongoing, like it's not in stone yet. But apparently there was some sort of legal declaration of Nick Ricada's sentence, and it was like a bunch of shit about like probation and not doing drugs or alcohol or whatever, and it was also 30 days in jail to
No,
be
that's not
served in
bad.
August. Yeah, it's not bad, but I also just hate that he's getting jail time, so I hope he can defeat that like he claims he might be able to.
He's the world's greatest lawyer.
It's true. I actually Nick Ricada, he actually pulled me back. I'm actually crazy. I'm like several weeks behind on the Dick Show Biggest Problem. But I randomly keyed back in because Nick Ricada was on both shows. So now like I've heard 183 of Biggest Problem, but not 181 and 182. just because I didn't want to miss the Nick Ricada appearance.
I'm so far behind on that. Like I stopped watching a while ago. Maybe it'll come up eventually.
I'm not as hopelessly behind, and I'm gonna catch up soon. Like I recently, my podcast app is a fucking mess because I'll just like download any podcast I'm remotely interested in listening to, and then I'll accrue like 400 episodes of podcasts. Uh,
Oh,
so
here's a callback. Did you ever check out Veronica Taylor and her daughter's podcast?
no, because I completely fucking forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
I just looked over and saw the thing. The trainer's guide. I completely forgot about that, to be honest. Just been
Yeah,
sitting here.
when I reorganized my podcast, and I was like, I'm sick of this shit. I got to start listening through. I got to start catching up on some of these shows that are still updating. Because like the shows that I was listening to every week, I just like am in denial that I will never pick them up again probably. So I do keep just like downloading the episode and leaving it in the playlist. So like in my playlist right now, there's like between the Dick Show and Biggest Problem, there's only like 10. So that's not hopeless, and I definitely will catch up with that. But then there's like 50 episodes of PKA. There's like 30 episodes of the Super Mega Show. There's a bunch of fucking Tommy C episodes. Like
I
I'm
haven't
bad at
listened to
keeping up with
podcasts in a
things.
while, so
I listen to podcasts constantly all the time. It's just that like I'll get in particular moods and want to listen to particular podcasts, and then I'll fall behind hopelessly on every other podcast. And then by the time I want to key back into that one, it's like, oh, I have 100 hours of content to catch up on.
I'm so tired.
And really, what you do in that situation is you just start listening to the new ones and just like forget those old ones ever happened, which is what I usually do with the Dick Show when I fall off of it.
Yeah.
which I haven't done in a couple of years, but like I used to do. But like I've just been in denial. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna catch up to all these shows. I gotta sit down and I gotta do it, but I will do it. So I just keep downloading the new episode and leaving it in the playlist to someday be heard. Let's check out. You can actually see the duration of your playlist on this app. This is a thing you can look at. What do you want to guess the total duration of my downloaded podcast playlist is?
600 hours.
600 hours. Let's see. I think you are overshooting a little bit, but probably not by as much as you would think. Let's see. Never mind. You were not overshooting at all. You were actually grossly undershooting. It's gotten a lot worse since the last time I turns as it turns out. The answer is hold on. I clicked it went away and then I tried to get back and I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Uh, it is 718 hours and 32 minutes.
All right. I'm running out of steam. I hate sitting in this chair for any longer than I have to. Can we wrap it up?
I suppose we can, Alex. You're fucking next bidding me, hooking me off the stage.
Look, there's always next week, right?
That's true.
I want to do the JC bit. Please, I beg of you, just watch it and just like I beg of you. I really want to do the bit because I think it would be funny in my mind.
Well, I mean, technically, now that it's not Easter, it probably should be Greece that we do next. We just missed the holiday windows. Should probably go back to what
I
the wheel
watched
actually
both of them,
said.
so it doesn't really matter.
I'm more interested in Jesus Christ Superstar than Greece, but Greece is what the wheel ordained, so we have to get it over with at
Oh,
some point.
true. The wheel did dictate Greece, and we also dictated every other episode.
We're supposed to do Cash Floor. We haven't done that. Have you watched any Cash Floor?
I started a
No, we
new
said we were gonna do
anime.
Cash Floor.
I started a new anime. I've not had a chance to watch Cash Floor, so I think Greece is the next option, unless it's formless or I can possibly
We're gonna
find
do
someone
Greece
to
and
show
Jesus
up.
Christ Superstar, but then it's Cash Floor time. We have to.
I
Me and you
can.
both have to come to terms with that and start actually fucking Cash, so we don't have to watch 15 hours of Maddox
We'll watch as
in
much.
one day.
I feel like it'd be interesting to see who can watch more. Who can handle Maddox on a show being retarded for longer?
I mean, I handled that for 107 podcast episodes, but he actually had somebody funny with him back then, which is not the
That's
case
what I
now.
think. Like,
So.
who can watch more Cash? We'll make a bet. Who can watch more Cash Floor?
I think I can finish Cash Floor.
Oh, I know I can, because I can just drown it out while also watching it.
You see, that's cheating. I feel like if we're gonna make a bet, we have to gentleman's agreement to be keyed in.
Okay. Sounds like a deal.
Like you can't just pretend. You can't just be like put it on and be like I watch. You gotta like. We have what we really should do if we can like trick one of our friends into doing this for us is we should get a third friend to watch it, and they should quiz us on it.
No, no, no. That's a bad idea.
Why?
There's too many episodes.
We can
Not
do it.
only do I have to suffer through Maddox trying to be funny, I don't want to have to suffer through taking notes on his unfunniness.
Well, don't take notes. You have to take notes for every quiz you take. What a fucking pussy! I'll just be ready.
I'm the one who has better. Do you want to pull? I got transcripts. You want to see my transcripts?
You have the better grade, but not on tests. I did really good on tests. I just did no homework ever. Was my problem.
What'd you graduate with? What was your GPA?
I don't know. Very low.
I almost graduated with honors.
Because I didn't do any homework ever, and that includes projects that were worth 40% of my grade.
All right. I'm ready to wrap it up.
All right, folks. Thank you for listening to Detour Ahead. Alex, where can they find you?
linktr.ee/COLCHU. Riely,
All right.
you got a link tree
linktr.ee
right.
slash Riely Cinematic Universe, Riely Cinematic Universe, podcasts, YouTube channels, Megazord Radio. Please, for the love of God, it's all I care about. Please go listen to Radio so I never have to do another podcast again. I'll just do yours, and that'll be my life. Go listen to Megazord Radio. It's a good show. We're talking about Power Rangers. We just talked about a very good episode of Power Rangers. So look forward to that. The most recent Cosmic Fury episode we did, one of the two we covered was fucking stellar. So check it out. Good show. Many more. linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe.
Thanks everybody so much for watching Detour Ahead. Remember, if you actually watch the show, if you get banned from, I want to see you spamming, go watch Detour Ahead, and I want proof that you got banned for doing so. If you can show proof that you got banned for spamming our show in different Discords, I'll give you $1 per each. If you get banned from 5 total, I'll give you $20. But you gotta have proof for everything. So get to fucking spamming. Go spam that shit. Make me broke, because I don't have any money. So like I will hold up my end of the deal. And this does not
Is there a time limit on this? What if we get super famous one day, Alex, and somebody's going through their Detour Ahead when we have like 100,000 subscribers, and they partake in this deal, and then they have like 300 people trying to claim $20 from you.
I feel like end of the year. You got 1 year
Okay.
to get banned from multiple Discords.
They say it can't be done, but I know you guys can do it.
Now I need you, Riely. Friends are not included. So I can't have you go stealing money from me by having Demi go get banned from a bunch of people. I would like to make that an exclusive asterisk clause here. I can't have you influencing this. This has got to be the listeners only. All right?
Okay.
No silly shenanigans.
I think I should count because you want me to advertise the show more. I think if I give server, you should give me
specifically
money.
you, but I don't want you telling people about it. All right? This is like an honor code because I don't have that much money because I'm pretty sure.
You know, I'm not
like
gonna
if
tell
you go
people
over
about
to
the
your
free money
if you go over to Issue Crew and be like, hey everybody, Colochu's gonna send everybody $20 if they get banned from a Discord. Like I don't have that kind of money. So like you can't advertise it anywhere, but you can advertise the show to get your money.
You have to have heard this conversation an hour and 50 minutes into head
Exactly.
to know.
I really. All right. Thank you everybody so much for watching Detour Head. Go spam the fuck out of this show. All episodes. The best way to get banned from a Discord is go into general and spam every episode that we've ever posted.
It's true.
Start with 1 and work your way up to 114. I want to know what episode they banned you on.
It's a Detour Head speed run. Like how far can you get now?
How many episodes can you share before they ban you?
Yeah. It's advertising every Detour Head any % speed run. Exactly. Like how far can you?
All right, everybody. We will see you next time.
Goodbye.